Draft Pod, baby. Previewing what maybe is the week of the year. Certainly one of the weeks of the year. Getting into all sorts of stuff. Broncos need a corner. We tell you what corners to watch. Do we have an O-line problem at all lines of football? The whole shebang. Starting now. Draft Pod. We're doing it. That's right. Live from the corner of Colfax and York, downtown Denver, right above the DMVR bar, from the Toyota Lounge. We, of course, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. And joined by the man, the myth, the legend.
What's up, brother?
The Schwan man. How are you, Jake?
Great, Dre. How you doing, man? Like you said, we have a fantastic week of college football ahead of us.
It's an all-timer.
Yeah.
We kind of have to prioritize some things.
Okay.
Like what to talk about, what games to preview. I waited to look at the lines till this morning, so we're going to get that update from Bet365. We've got the great Deion Smith on the ones and twos, who's always a blast to talk college football with. Off air, I'm told he's also hopping onto the Buffs pod today.
Yep, we're previewing BYU today. Big game on Saturday.
Legendary. And yeah, there's just so much to talk about. It's our season, Jake.
I still can't believe we're here.
I know. It's
like a dream.
It's what the prophecy foretells every summer, and then the fall. We're just like so blessed. It's amazing. Speaking of blessed, feeling a little hot in here.
Yeah, same.
Might text Lindsay about that in a second, but first I got to get the tweet out. So, Jake, start us off. You got any good obzos from this week?
Yeah, I think we're finally starting to see some separation in terms of the cream of the crop, in terms of playoff teams, non-playoff teams. Some teams have been eliminated, basically, after this last week. Of course, we'll get into Texas Tech. I mean, Miami goes crazy again. Florida State puts up 60 on another team. And then Indiana, probably the most impressive game or performance by a team and a player, potentially, by Fernando Mendoza.
My
that
God.
I saw in week 4. Texas Tech is going to be up there, too. USC might be for real, finally. We'll talk about that. So,
no kidding.
Yeah, Broncos needs. There's a lot of... it's getting real, man. It's prospects are emerging, teams are emerging, and it's time.
They sure are. That was a great preview. That allowed me to get the tweet out.
Gotcha.
And we'll text Lindsay next time I set you up. I do think from a draft standpoint, maybe the biggest news is that Oklahoma quarterback John Matier out for a long period of time. His throwing hand is injured, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, broke a bone in his throwing hand, needed surgery. I've seen so much stuff on the timetable. I saw someone say that he could return for Red River. Someone saying it's going to take until the end of the year.
Early.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I was hearing more maybe last regular season game, more postseason.
Oh, wow.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, okay. That would make sense. Way more sense to me.
It seems brutal, and it's tough because the Washington State transfer had looked so good. They pull off the big win against Auburn, which Auburn, for real, at least frisky, as advertised, let's say.
Sure.
Definitely didn't disappoint. He didn't impress the way he did against Michigan, but still impressive. And I think with all the other quarterbacks underwhelming, Matier was slowly creeping up to feel like the consensus QB1 in this class.
Yep.
And this really switches things up on us. But I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone in this QB class has better tape than what Matier put up against Michigan this season.
I mean, he straight up won them the game.
And was just making unreal throws. Like he was making plays above the X's and O's. The athleticism stood out. The arm strength stood out. The throwing off platform really stood out. I mean, he was just checking off major boxes. And I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of upside in Lenore Sellers. We'll see Drew Aller, the real tests come for him now. Dante Moore for Oregon. Speaking of tests, him and Aller will go head to head in this monumental week 5 we've got coming up. Fernando Mendoza of Indiana would be the other guy who's thrown his name in the mix. I think we're full on like Arch. We'll see you in 2027. Let's see how the rest of the season goes. There's other guys we could get into, but I think that's kind of how the picture's shaping up. And Mateer, I think, was just as impressive as any of them. And this is a big blow for him and for this quarterback class.
Totally.
And for this draft class in general, which we're seeing some nice wide receivers. We'll get into some DBs. Safeties are really starting to impress me. The edge class is awesome. There'll be interior D linemen we like. Quarterbacks, It was one of those weeks where the O-line, Texas Tech, those edge rushers, Romello Height, David Bailey, your guy, took it too. Caleb Lomu, the left tackle, Spencer Fano, the right tackle. Fano kind of becoming the consensus offensive tackle 1. I've been surprised to see how low Caden Proctor is ranked by a lot of the draft analysts I trust online. He's got a big test against Georgia coming up. And I forget which of the many football games I was watching this weekend where they started to touch on, the O-line, D-line disconnect. That there's just such a talent gap between the defensive lines and the offensive lines. Might have been the Broncos game.
You're listening to a ball nor a cook. That's all I know.
I know. Maybe it was our own Dave Logan on KOA since I had to listen to a little of the game on the radio this weekend. And yeah, these draft rankings kind of brought that same topic to the forefront of my mind because it feels like this year after year. And I don't know when we're ever going to close this gap, Jake.
When you can start playing offensive tackle at a rip 250 pounds, that's when it'll start leveling out. So never.
Yeah, fair point. And there's just no way to close this gap when we have fewer padded practices, fewer two-a-days, and that development in the NFL is just hard to maintain.
Well, you don't get a preseason in college. You get spring football, then you're off for 3 months, and you have to press on the gas again for a month and kind of pick up where you left off. Preseason, we're moving towards an 18-game season. It feels like inevitably.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to take a preseason game away. So September's become glorified preseason.
It is. It's true.
The NFL for sure, but it's true. I mean, look at the Buffs, for example. It's taken them 4 games to figure out their quarterback situation.
Yeah. No, I mean, and then come the playoffs, come December football, November football for college football, that's where you start to be reminded of, winning teams can play good in the trenches on offense. The running game still matters, and you're right. I mean, it kind of, the formula all flips.
Yeah.
But right now, that gap is just monstrous.
Yeah, we got to get through this month.
Which, speaking of, we'll see. The Utah guys have some stuff to close that gap, but it was not an impressive week for either Fen or Lomu. Lomu, the left tackle, really got worked by Romello Height above all, the lanky edge rusher for Texas Tech. He's unbelievable. For real ones, he reminds me of Arden Key, the magical sophomore Arden Key season. At LSU, he's just a long, twitchy, explosive edge rusher. He stood out to me like few others this week.
He's a 6th-year guy. This is his 4th school, actually.
Crazy.
Welcome to the transfer portal era.
Famously, the Georgia Tech kid who forces the fumble at the end of the game against Miami and ends the Hurricanes' undefeated season last year.
He was their best defensive player.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle Kennard came from Georgia Tech a year prior and then blew up at South Carolina.
I mean, Georgia, look, they're playing really well right now, but they are one of those schools where it's you kind of get picked on by the top Power 4 schools, even though you are Power 4 and you can take it to Georgia and all that. But Yeah, this guy is an animal. He was a 4-star transfer coming into this offseason, so he's one of the best transfers in the country. He's already matched his sack total from last year.
Craziness.
It's only 2.5, but like if this guy goes on to have 9, 8 plus even, you have to talk about the age, obviously, and the breakout age and all the athletic scores and all that. But yeah, he's got a lot of tape.
His tape is crazy impressive. Sadly, the Broncos do not need an edge rusher. I think we can confidently say with the way Benito, Cooper, and Jonah Ellis, when Jonah Ellis comes on the field, yikes. I mean, things just happen.
Yep.
But this is a loaded edge class. R. Mason Thomas. I'm not misspeaking. That is, in fact, his name. R. Mason Thomas, the edge rusher from Oklahoma. I saw someone on Twitter described him perfectly. He's not a 5-tool player. He's kind of a 1-tool player, but the tool he has is just first step explosive bendiness. He's a true edge rusher, and boy, does he do that one trick well. He was phenomenal.
I mean, Oklahoma had 9 sacks.
No, they were insane.
Yeah.
They were just nuts. That whole defensive front was incredible. Venables, I mean, again, I had really turned a corner on Oklahoma, and now without Mateer,
it's tough.
I don't know what you can expect.
Yep.
To end the D-line talk, Keldric, Faulk, long, bigger edge rusher. I see some maybe think he could play inside. I don't know. He just seems like a prototypical bigger, longer edge. At Auburn, he looked really good. He had a good game against Oklahoma as well. I mean, David Bailey played well and really gave Fano all that he could handle. It's a great edge rushing class.
Yep, and Ruben Bain's still the talk of it. It seems like, at least nationally, he's a monster, absolute monster.
I think Ruben Bain's kind of consensus, at the very least, consensus player 2 in this draft. If you're a Caleb Downs player 1. So that ends it for the edge talk. What do you think of this Fernando Mendoza kid at Indiana?
Okay.
He's 40 of 43 his last 2 games combined.
Yeah.
With 10 touchdowns, 0 picks.
The first touchdown, that pass, like right under the goalpost, just high and away, just the only place, beautiful throw.
Threading the needle, layered throw, just amazing stuff.
He has some juice on the outside, man. His receivers, Surratt, they call him Waffle House. He's just always open.
That's great.
He had like his 3rd touchdown or whatever in the game, and the broadcasters just go Waffle House. The other one is Omar Cooper Jr. He's like blocking at the line of scrimmage and stuff. So he's got these stud wide receivers.
Surratt really stands out.
Yeah,
he's got 13. He's got some Cody Lattimore, Pat Bryant to him. Indiana wide receivers we've seen in the past.
But Mendoza, I'm you know what, Dre? I slept on him. I discounted the schedule from earlier in the season because they really didn't play anyone, and then they come into Indiana, smack them around. Who knows how legit they are? But
Illinois, yes.
I was impressed, man. I mean, they don't ask him to do a lot per se.
He's just big, tall. He gets it out quick.
Yes,
and I mean, he's going to be the first test case we've had in a while of what point have we reached in the NFL to where lack of mobility is now actually a knock on you as a quarterback.
Okay, so we're like in this weird spot. Go ahead.
Actually, let's think through that and get to that after the break. I want to get into Mendoza comps as well. But first, a shout out to our friends at Coors Light. Nothing like football and Coors Light. Chill, delivered straight to your door. Just goes down so easy, just nice and refreshing. You can have several throughout the day and you're just feeling great. In the fall, college football, talk about choosing chill. It's Coors Light season. The mountains turn blue. Give me a silver bullet. Let's get this thing. And now, of course, you can choose chill and reach for a Coors Light and get Coors Light delivered straight to your door by visiting CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Or, as always, you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Duh, it is Coors Light. Go get yourself a sixer. Go get yourself a Silver Bullet. I'm a Silver Bullet guy. You know, you can get it on tap here at the DNVR bar as well. That might be an option for you too. But if you're asking me, I'm choosing chill with a chilled Coors Light, mountains as blue as my t-shirt.
Hell yeah.
Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, you know it, Colorado. That's right. And of course, a shout out to our friends at Bet365. It's also Bet365 season because with all the football we've got going on, it's just, I mean, I had like 5 different parlays this weekend. I need the Broncos to win so an SGP could hit.
Come on, man.
But that's okay. That's not Bet365's fault. They, of course, are an official partner of the Avs, the Nuggets. They're the only betting partner we have at DNVR and the only place you can use our code DNVR365. They are just incredible to work with, true homies. Anytime I meet that Bet365 crew, it's tremendous times. The only place you can find our custom bets as well. Last one we had Broncos, DNVR Broncos pod right on it. It was a beautiful sight to see. And again, had the Broncos just won, boom, boom, it would have been an easy hit. All you have to do is sign up, use our code DNVR365, deposit minimum $10, minimum bet $5. As soon as that's settled, win, lose, or draw. So, you know, something that's settled nice and quick, not something that's a long-term future. Boom, $200 in bonus bets in your account. And then you start spreading the love, playing the odds, doing what you can. I'm chasing the pluses these days.
Yeah.
Chasing the dogs.
Underdog money lines?
I know, they're the best.
Sheesh.
I wish I was in on the Browns. That was an all-time.
I wish I was in on Texas Tech. I took the spread.
Yeah, God, Utah.
Yeah.
Is it? You know, some of these coaches, they are starting to be aged out, let's say. Is old Wit at the Utes starting to feel like that?
Are we talking about this game now?
Must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Okay, Jake, the floor is yours.
Well, first off, let's go back to Mendoza first.
Yes, yes.
Because I've seen this discourse on Twitter recently about Jared Goff, about how he's really a dying breed at quarterback and how it can be kind of a negative connotation to be like him. You get labeled a statue sometimes, right? If you're not, as you said, if you don't have that mobility, it's almost seen as a negative now as opposed to just that's how you play the game type of thing. So
it was just a bonus back in the day.
Right, sure.
Like even 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's just a bonus. I wonder if now it's kind of feeling like a requirement.
It's pretty much, yeah, in some way. Like even John Mateer, I wouldn't necessarily call him a runner, but like that's almost like what you need out of a quarterback in terms of a runner.
That guy's mobile, you know?
But he's not like looking to take off all the time. Like
no, for sure. I think Stroud might be one of the better comps.
CJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where, he's very much a pocket passer. But then there's that Georgia game where he moved quite well. He showed some real mobility.
Blew everyone away.
Totally. And it was, Haskins would be another guy and that was the Goff comp. Like very much just a pocket passer, not very mobile at all.
Yeah.
And they'll do a few RPO runs at the very least with Mendoza. Right. He's fine, but I wouldn't say
he's not looking to gain the edge in terms of upfield.
100%. He just isn't. And he doesn't have that in him.
No.
Maybe it's the red and white jersey. I see some Ryan Mallett.
Interesting.
That's who he reminds me of.
He's not quite that far in that direction, I don't think.
Yeah. And there's some Goff as well. That Goff offense, there were a lot more vertical throws. As you were saying, they're not asking him to do a ton.
Sure.
It's mostly deking and dunking.
He did hit some down the sideline. It's mostly perimeter stuff.
Right.
Though.
And the throw you highlight, that's a layered throw across two tight windows.
And no one's catching that other than the receiver, too.
Right. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's an interesting test case. Really
very,
interesting.
and we'll get he'll have his real first test here in a couple of weeks. They play Oregon. They have Penn State a couple weeks after that.
Yeah.
So look, I'm cautiously optimistic on him. It's just what we just talked about, that style. Who's gonna fall in love with that? Detroit does need a quarterback for the future at some point. Like, I don't know if he's gonna even be in range for that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But I don't see him unless he just goes crazy. And even Joe Burrow, when he had his crazy season, he's obviously running around and stuff. But unless he does something like that and goes absolutely insane, I think it's hard for him to be like a top 5 pick consensus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of what we were just talking about.
No, I agree. I think he's more of a borderline first.
Right, exactly.
Then it's really going to be hard for me to slap a first round grade on him. Mateer, I was starting to get there pretty quickly. Dante Moore, I'm starting to get there pretty quickly. Nussmeier, I think there's enough there for me to feel like, okay, I can slap this on Nussy. Mendoza, on the other hand, and again, 10 touchdowns, 2 weeks combined, 0 interceptions, 3 incompletions on 40 completions. Nuts.
Yeah, he's got 16 total touchdowns this year. He's got 2 rushing.
It's stupid. Yeah. Stupid. Toyota chat popping. Love you guys. Nice to see you. Kano Kine, we'll start there. Saying, I love this one. Got to watch Devin Dampier and John Mateer here in Albuquerque last year. Now they're 2 of the best QBs in the country. That's awesome. You're a ball knower. And then speaking of watching them in Albuquerque, we have a question here from Hydramo, who's throwing out, who's the best running back this year? I like the kid from USA. UTSA. Oh, boy. Reading's tough, you know. And go right ahead, because one of the other names we wanted to hit on the list of standouts this week is Michigan running back Justin Haynes.
Justice.
And he went off starting the season against New Mexico. That is Albuquerque?
Yep.
Lobos?
They came to the big house, though, but yeah.
Okay, there you go. But there is that connection. Jake, this is a Bama transfer who's just going the F off.
Yeah, he's so sick, man. He's a perfect fit for this Michigan offense. He's gone over 100 yards in every game so far and had a touchdown in every game. He's averaging 8.1 yards per carry. This Michigan offensive line is for real, as expected, as always, right? But Justice Haynes he's not quite the Blake Corum style runner where he's like going to put a foot in the ground and just completely shift 2 gaps over, you know what I mean? And he's not the Donovan Edwards type where he's going to just, if he gets an open crease, he's gone type of thing. Like no one's going to catch him. He's kind of a nice blend between those 2 styles that they had the last few years. And he is just a freight train, man. You give him an open lane, he'll score. We saw that against New Mexico. Saw that against Nebraska last weekend. He's got, I think, 270-plus yard touchdown runs already so far.
Yep, correct.
He has
both of them against Oklahoma and Nebraska, by the way.
Yeah. No, like the best competition that he's gone up against.
Faced, he has hit home runs.
He's caught the ball a little bit, only 9 receptions, but this guy is just a freight train, man. He is sick. That's all I could say.
Yeah, I mean, a Georgia high schooler, a top 35 recruit in the country, had some experience, got some touches at Bama the last 2 years, but has really broken out. I mean, I would argue he does have that home run hitting ability that Donovan Edwards had. He just also has the Corum type trait. He's a bit more of an upright runner. We were talking about this off air, but he's like stocky.
Yeah.
And built really well. And yeah, he has long runs in every single game. 59 against New Mexico, 75 against Oklahoma, 20 against the Chippewas, 75 against Nebraska. He is 3rd in the country in rushing yards. Robert Henry Jr. is the leader, and that's who Hydramo is shouting out, the UTSA running back. Jeremiah Love had a big week. You know, I still am high on him. Jonah Coleman's a great one, is going to have a great test against Ohio State this week. Wayman Jordan from USC is starting to rise up my ranks. That kid
Yeah.
looks good for sure. There's some nice running backs in this class, but watch out for Justin Haynes because he is something else, and it's justice. Don't forget the 2 Penn State kids, obviously. Le'Veon Moss, big fan of him. Makai Hughes, we'll see him against Penn State. He might be able to do some things and move his name up in the rankings.
Couple Big 12 guys. Bryson Washington at Baylor.
Yep.
Is a really good player. Baylor's they've been in a lot of tough games. They've had a really tough schedule to this point. They lost another close one to Arizona State, but Bryson Washington, I think, went over 100 yards in that game. LJ Martin at BYU is a name to watch out for. He was not healthy at all last year until the Alamo Bowl and ran all over CU, and he's off to a great start this year.
He's having a great season.
They, of course, play again.
Watch him
Colorado,
against the Buffs
BYU
this week. Yep.
This weekend, yep.
There was do you want to get into this game when we...
Texas Tech, Utah.
Yeah. Give me your thoughts.
I think Texas Tech separated themselves as one of the best teams in the country. That was a classic...
This might be a top 8 team in the country, period.
That was a classic boa constrictor win where you go up and it's like an exclamation mark that you go up, and Utah's hanging around. They're doing little things. There's a lot of turnovers in this game, both sides of the ball. And Texas Tech just they always held that edge. You know, backup quarterback comes in, Hammond. He's a nice player too. He's dotting up guys all over the field. And then they begin to constrict and just squeeze the life out of Utah, put 24 on them in the fourth quarter. And
with their backup quarterback.
Yeah, and the score, it looks worse than it was technically, but it was kind of also a fitting final score for how that game went in some ways too.
Yeah, they've got those 2 edge rushers. They've got Lee Hunter in the middle. He's a Mobile, Alabama kid who was at UCF the last 3 years. You guys were highlighting their linebacker earlier.
Jacob Rodriguez. I mean, he had a punch out. He had a one-handed pick at the end of the game. He tackled everything. He's a monster.
Yeah, I think they're becoming top 8-ish team in the country.
I agree.
And I think maybe the class of the Big 12. I mean, Hydramo shouting out their tight end, Terrence Carter, saying he's the perfect Joker type tight end, and he already has 243 yards on the season, 4 tuds. He's a Raging Cajuns transfer.
I think Hammond's better than Morton, by the way.
Yeah,
I think they need to make the switch.
That's what RK was saying to us as well. I can't believe defensively they're as good as they are.
It's crazy what money does in this day and age.
Yep.
It really is. I mean, you get
impressive
Rodriguez, who comes in. He leads the team in tackles in that game. You have Wisniewski, a great safety who was at North Dakota State. You have these 2 edge rushers. You have Lee Hunter. It just keeps going and going and going with them. I mean, they bought a defense this offseason. That's what they did.
And it is paying off.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to get into some DBs after the break and talk about, is that becoming a sneaky need for your Denver Broncos? I think it is a nice class of defensive backs, especially the safety group, but there's some corners that are standing out to me as well on the other side. And of course, presenting presenting sponsor for our chat right here, the old Toyota. You may, as I did on my drive into Boulder for the 2 home games ago, you might even see our DMVR Toyota truck on the road on 36 as you're driving in. It really is a beautiful thing. I mean, Toyota, man, they're the perfect Colorado car. They are the perfect car with all their trucks, SUVs, all-wheel and 4-wheel options. Perfect car to go west, get lost in our mountains, have yourself a weekend, fire up some games on your phone or something, just
classic tailgate.
Just do the thing. Also, yeah, driving back from Boulder, I'm in Lakewood, so I get to cut through the mountains.
So lucky.
It's so gorgeous.
It is.
sometimes like last year after the tailgate, I'd pack up and I'd hear the first quarter, and hear like Mark Johnson and Coach Barnett doing the get. With that view,
Takes you back.
God, that hits in a Toyota. Like just Colorado through and through. Anyone at the DNVR that drives a Toyota swears by it. And if you're in the market for a new car, I would urge you to visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places. And one of those places you may want to go, much like our DNVR branded Toyota, is one of our tailgates this weekend. We are in full swing of football season, which means also DNVR event season, which means you must go to thednvr.com/events to check out our latest tailgates, watch parties here at the DNVR bar. I mean, it is lit. Every Sunday for the Broncos, every Saturday up in Boulder, Monday this week, which is extra lit.
Oh,
that's
my
right.
God, you gotta come
the
through.
Charts, generational, big game on the line. Got to get back to 500 on Monday night. Yeah, it's we're all in on this one. So check it out. It truly is DNVR event season. You come to the bar, you can buy some shirts. You come to the tailgates, you're gonna find some giveaways. Come to Broncos tailgates, you're gonna see the pregame show being done right there amongst the people. It's the best, man. There's nothing better than being able to vibe with you guys at our events. I'm always feeling the love like crazy, and if I'm feeling that, I can't imagine guys like the Schwan Man or RK or all our homies who have bigger followings. We just appreciate you so much. So come join the family and have some fun with us. Okay, enough with that spiel. There was a great question on the LSU linebackers. We touched on both those guys last week.
Yep.
Where that was the conversation last week is outside. I mean, linebacker definitely feels like a need, and this is a really nice linebacker class. Mm-hmm. And then we touched on some tight ends as well. That Royer kid from Cincinnati, he's fun.
Yeah, he's legit, man.
In on him big time.
Yep.
But now we want to talk about some DBs. Because Amare Ferrell of Indiana really stood out to me. Versatile, can be used all around, covering the slot. He is 6'2", 200-pound Florida kid, junior.
Long.
Long, physical. Listed as a safety, though. So honestly, I've been pretty impressed by the Broncos safeties. I think Hufanga's playing well. Mm-hmm. BJ had that great tipped interception. I think he's been pretty impressive in his first year plus with Denver. Corner, on the other hand, I think we're seeing some good stuff from Jahdae Barron.
Yeah.
But he is a rookie.
Yeah.
Riley Moss.
Very controversial guy right now.
Controversial.
He's been fine, by the way.
100%. Also, it's just like, it's legitimately one of the handful of toughest jobs in all of football to be the outside corner playing opposite Pat Surtain.
Yeah.
And we have the experience of watching Champ Bailey growing up. Mm-hmm. And we understand how hard it is to play opposite the guy who just shuts down his half of the field.
Right.
And I mean, I remember the late, great Darrent Williams. What made Darrent so great in that brief time he had playing opposite Champ Bailey was it wasn't that he was himself shutting the opposite side of the field. It was that no matter what happened the previous play, whether he gave up a reception or what have you, he was coming back the next play to be feisty as hell and fight there. And I think that's what makes Riley Moss really good too.
Yeah, you.
I also think he has been in basically perfect coverage.
Yeah, I mean, he's allowed, I think, around like 50% completion on when he's been targeted this year, which is
under
totally
50%.
fine. Yeah, I think it was like 47 or something, right?
Exactly.
So Yeah, that's exactly what you want out of a cornerback, especially one in that position that's playing across. Like, you just have to have that short-term amnesia, really. Just, you got to forget about those things that happen, because they're going to be right back at you, if not the next play. I will add, Pat's got to be better, though.
Yep.
The last couple of weeks, he has not been great. Just letting up too many catches. I mean, it's not like he's been blowing stuff. It's just letting up too many catches. That's uncharacteristic of him. So I think they could, as a group, all play better. But I don't think we don't have like a weak link right now. I think that, oh my God, we got to get a new cornerback in there ASAP type of thing.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree. At the same time, I know George Payton's always going to load up on DBs and corners, and you can never have enough cover guys. And it is a pretty nice class where, you've got Gerard McCoy from Tennessee, who hasn't played a ton. He's been dealing with some injuries, but he's really impressive, really flexible cover man. Avion Terrell at Clemson, like some of these top-rated Clemson guys, maybe not having the greatest season, but a lot of talent. Mm-hmm. Another LSU kid, obviously that's been a factory our whole lives, in Mansour Delaney. DJ McKinley, you've been pretty impressed with him.
Colorado's DBs have not been good this year.
Yeah.
They just haven't. They've dealt with injuries. They're going to be thin again this week. DJ's going to have a hell of a matchup this week. He goes against Chase Roberts at BYU. So he did get a pick against Georgia Tech. He was just right place, right time, really. It was thrown right to him. But he's had to deal with some penalties. Whole secondary has to this point. He's been the best cornerback on the team for sure. It's just he's capable of more. But he's also kind of transitioning, right? We talk about Riley Moss. He's transitioning from being that role to becoming the guy.
Yep.
So he's just got to live up to that, and he's got to play better. But he's got the physical skills to be a difference maker, to be a potential first rounder.
Yeah, in some ways he lived up to being in that tough position Riley Moss is, playing opposite Travis Hunter last year.
Had great on the ball production last year. Yeah.
Now it's the other switcheroo. Takario Davis, the former Arizona highly touted corner, he's at Washington now. He gets a massive test against Ohio State. Yep. You put up good tape against Tate and Smith over there, you're going to land in the top 20.
Hang it up for the rest of the season.
That's right. Exactly right. Christian Gray from Notre Dame's another guy with some hype. Georgia's got two guys in Dylan Everett and Julian Humphrey. Ohio State's pretty loaded and has former Ole Miss transfer Davidson Igbalsoon. A.J. Harris at Penn State's another guy to watch. Will Lee the third at Texas A&M's a kid I like quite a bit. Jeremiah Matthews Jr. is the other guy at Ohio State. So it's a pretty talented cornerback class.
You skipped the team with probably the best cornerbacks in the country, though. Tennessee. Jermod McCoy is expected to return to the field this weekend against Arkansas, and former Buff Colton Hood. He's just doing Colton Hood things and balling out. He's really emerging, making plays near the line of scrimmage, getting PBUs. He is definitely rising up draft boards. He's in that fringe first round range.
100%. McCoy is the first name I made in my defense.
Oh, okay.
But
my
you
bad.
you are right. That Colton Hood's a good one to point out. It's pretty loaded, and unlike the convo we had at the top, where the difference between D-line talent is hard for O-line talent to keep up with, cornerback's one of those areas where I think the corner talent has kept up with the wide receiver talent and is making it so that that's not as drastic of an imbalance. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because I could see the Broncos be in the market for a corner. I doubt they would be in the market for a corner, though, in the first two rounds, however. But just wanted to throw that out there. You know, we live and die on every week on this pod.
Yep.
So we update our rankings, we update our perceptions, and everything else. I said I wanted 20 minutes to preview the show. To preview next week.
Just a pro.
Look at that.
Just a pro.
Yep. We can talk USC guys next week, but Kamari Ramsey, their safety, is unbelievable. And then they've got former ASU linebacker Eric Gentry, who's 6'6".
Yeah.
He is nuts.
Yeah.
Big test against Illinois, but they showed that the first 3 games against lower level competition wasn't a fluke against Michigan State. USC, I'm starting to really watch these guys.
Mayava's really impressed as well, the quarterback.
Yeah.
They're starting to look like a real football team. It wasn't Michigan State. I'm not going to act like they were anything crazy, but they had some nice players too.
Yeah, for sure. Michigan State is turning a bit of a corner as well.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe the terrible team they were last year.
Well, it's interesting actually. It's the guys who came over from Oregon State who are like making an impression for me. It's Velling, the tight end, and it's Childs, the quarterback.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I mean, Oregon State is in complete disarray.
This is what happens when your conference just collapses around you and you're left, holding the bag.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yep, it sure does. Let's start with week 5, and let's start with the 2 headline games. Oregon at Penn State. Ducks, 3.5-point road dogs, which surprises me a bit.
You thought they'd be favored?
I think they've been such world beaters.
Is this a wideout?
I would expect it to be something under 3 for how I evaluate these 2 teams. There is as much pro talent as there's going to be in just about any matchup in this game. The Penn State backfield, Drew Shelton, their left tackle, against Isaiah World, the left tackle for Oregon, a Nevada transfer. Might be 2 guys who, as we talked about, everyone else has disappointed, are really in the running to be the top guys. Sadiq, the tight end for Oregon's as good as they come and could be a really nice Broncos target. Dante Moore, Drew Aller, 2 of the top quarterbacks in this class. I mean, geez, it's this is a big one.
Yeah.
The Oregon defensive line has tons of talent. I cannot wait for this matchup.
So I think I'm going to still take Oregon. It is a whiteout night game in Happy Valley. It's going to be rocking.
Yeah.
I think Oregon's just built for this. Big test for Dante Moore. I just like him more than Drew Aller at this point, too.
Oh. For me, it's not even close.
Yeah. I'm taking Oregon.
I just think they have more talent across the board.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're loaded. And yeah, you're going to give me a half point on top of it. Plus 150 on the money line at Bet365. Yeah, I'm taking the Ducks all day, every day. I think there's just also been this generational change on coaching, right?
Yeah.
There are some coaches who've really adjusted well to the NIL era and are kind of like the new big dogs. And I think Lanning has entered that. I think Franklin's been able to keep up with the Joneses.
He just hasn't done it on the field.
I also wonder if he's more. I think he's closer to Dabo Sweeney and maybe like more of a relic.
Needs the stars to align type.
Yeah, than he is a Dan Lanning who's fully adjusted.
It's tough to have the stars align when your quarterback gets in the way so often.
I'm also just not an Aller believer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'm taking the Ducks.
Bama at Georgia, dogs, standard home 3 favorite. Yeah, lots of talent in this one as well. Plenty of guys to watch on that Georgia defense, per usual. I'd say their star linebacker, C.J. Allen, is one that Broncos fans in particular might want to dial in on. Deontay Lawson, the linebacker for Bama, is another guy to watch for sure. Ty Simpson against Strickland, that's also a big part of this, is the 2 quarterbacks. Stockton, sorry.
I'm taking Georgia.
Yeah, I like the dogs
Just
as well.
a blind Georgia bet here.
It's Kirby against DeBoer, man.
Yep.
What can you do? Yeah, this one gets me fairly excited. let's watch Caden Proctor. Let's watch the left tackle for Bama because, he slips to outside of the top 15. Maybe that is a guy you want to consider in Denver.
Yeah. He's very off and on.
Pedigree's pretty impressive.
It is. But it's not as consistent as you'd like it to be for 100%. A top 10, 15 pick.
I think that's totally fair. We're going to go more in chronological order now.
Okay.
We're going to go to the Friday slate, TCU at Arizona State.
I can't wait for this game.
Another kind of standard home 3 favorites for ASU.
TCU was very impressive last week. And Eric McAllister, we didn't talk wide receivers today. That's a name to watch for. He's a first-round type of guy. Jordan Tyson is obviously up there as well.
Yep. He's my wide receiver 1, Tyson is. But yeah, McAllister, I was seeing some buzz starting this week.
I think I'm taking ASU. I like what Sam Leavitt does with his feet and his arm.
Yeah.
His playmaking. They did lose Scadaboo, but they do have some backs in Udo, the Army transfer, and Raleek Brown, who can do some stuff. And defense, someone mentioned Keith Abney in the chat earlier. I mean, he had a pick 6 last weekend. He's a good player. They've got a great safety, too. I'm picking ASU.
Yeah, I like it. Leavitt, Tyson, certainly 2 big-time guys to watch. Tyson feels like a Sean Payton guy.
He almost had an insane touchdown last week. Did you see that?
Yeah. He's been putting up highlights every single week.
He almost just straight mossed someone, which honestly I didn't know that was in his bag after watching him at Colorado.
He's looking a lot more explosive and bigger, and he's got inside-outside versatility. He's a yak guy with that, kick return ability of his. He might be a top 5 talent in this class.
Yep.
And if the NFL doesn't see that, I hope he just drops into the Broncos' laps. Which, after missing out on Egbuka last year, maybe that's not super crazy.
Oh, he would have been such a perfect fit.
Oh, I know.
We have a friend.
Oh, an outside moth. That's fun. USC at Illinois.
Oh, boy, man.
Big one, going all the way to Illinois. You catch Illinois, the Illini, after an embarrassment like that against Indiana at home.
But is it more of the same running into USC, where you're just under aerial assault again?
I think they actually have more talent.
Yeah, I'm taking USC.
So, if you just got boat raced like that, you might get, boat raced.
Altmaier did impress me at times. He had some nice throws last week for Illinois. They just don't they don't have the top-end guys, I think, to really hang with these teams who just are going to throw so much at you.
Yeah. No, 100%. And I love USC's talent.
They're fun this year.
Across the board, there's just a lot
they have
of big-time players.
A crazy stretch coming. I think, their next 4 games are against ranked opponents.
Uh-huh.
They got Illinois this week, Michigan the week after, Notre Dame after that, and then they go to Nebraska. So Nebraska's not ranked, but that's a tough 4-game stretch right there.
Yeah, and Notre Dame the next 2 weeks, this is kind of their season.
Sure.
Because they're 1-2. They have 2 quality losses for sure, but this is all they can afford, and I think they still have a spot to make the playoffs. But the rest of their schedule is actually pretty weak. So Arkansas and then USC, you got to take care of business. Arkansas on the road, 4.5-point dogs. The Razorbacks are, and you really like Taylen Green, the Boise State transfer quarterback.
Man, I think I remember talking about him for the first time on this show way back. He just broke a run against, it might have been Colorado State while we were talking about him, but he broke a run against someone when he was at Boise State. And it's that guy is crazy. He was 6'5" back then, too. Just ran like the wind. They had a close one last. Didn't they end up losing, actually? A point or something?
Yeah, that was a crazy one, right?
Who'd they play again? Do you remember?
I'm gonna pull that up here in a second.
Thing is, though, Notre Dame is just a really good team, top to bottom.
Yep.
They have the backs. CJ Carr's been impressive. I think he could clean up some of the sloppiness, some of the turnovers. He's a little risky with the football, but He's got that confidence to fit it into tight windows as well. The defense is one of the best in the country, I think, as well. They did get 42 put on them by A&M, but that was just a dogfight. I think I'm taking Notre Dame.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks they lost to Memphis at Memphis by 1 point, and they lost in a shootout to Ole Miss 41-35 at Ole Miss. So like that offense is putting up points. But yeah,
what do you think?
I'm taking Notre Dame. I mean, they're the better team. Season's on the line.
This is the type of quarterback who makes these games super frisky, though.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, against the spread, I might think there's decent value in Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn there. If I had to pick, I would pick Notre Dame.
I also think CJ Carr's looking good. Jeremiah Love is really starting to get going.
Price is good too.
They're gonna figure out some of the O-line woes as well. Ohio State at Washington. Now, with these road games in the Big Ten, we always got to remember the longer travel.
Yep, 2 time zones.
Yeah, that matters. Denzel Boston, the star wide receiver for Washington, he's really good. He's having a great season.
Yeah.
Takario Davis, those guys have huge tests.
Their quarterback is sick.
Yeah.
DeMond Williams?
Yeah, he's playing well.
Holy cow.
Uh-huh. They took it to Wazoo, man.
But they also let Wazoo put up a ton of points on them too, didn't they?
The defense makes you wonder a little bit.
I mean, the over-under in this game is 51.5.
Yeah.
I think this is an over.
And Ohio State's an 8-point favorite. I mean, are they good enough to do that against Ohio State if you're convinced of the over?
They are at home, though.
Uh-huh.
They did that on the road last weekend. Very hostile environment. You know, don't have to go far, but
yeah.
Oh God. I'm taking the 8 points. I'll take Washington.
Yeah. No, I'll take the Huskies here.
Okay.
I think Ohio State. We'll see. They got to get tested. There's a lot of talent, though.
There's a lot of talent.
Buckeyes really just like re-upped. LSU at Ole Miss, 1.5 point spread, as alluded to in the chat. We've got a little added juice here with Lane Kiffin playing against Whit Weeks.
Yep. Ole Miss might be sticking with this quarterback too, the Ferris State guy.
I think he's looking good.
Yeah, he had 300 yards, 2 touchdowns last week. They did play Tulane though.
Lots of guys to watch on that LSU defense.
Yeah, LSU's defense is good, and it's like a lot of sophomores. They got a lot of young talent too.
I think they pull it off on the road. Plus 105 money line for the Tigers. Go Tigers.
They've really struggled offensively at times, though.
I know. The O-line has lost a lot, and it's showing. I think Nussmeier has enough to overcome it. And I think Ole Miss is probably soft enough on defense to be less of a concern than some of the other defenses LSU's faced thus far.
All right, fine. I'll take the Tigers.
Auburn at A&M.
A&M. I don't even need to see the line. They're so much fun.
Sneaky, quite a bit of talent. -6.5. That A&M defense is for real.
The offense is what I like the most about them, though.
Marcel Reed.
Craver is like becoming one of my favorite players in the country all of a sudden. And Casey Concepcion is a fantastic player. Le'Veon Moss. I mean, the tight end, what is he, a Swedish kid or whatever?
Tyler Zune, Colorado kid, left tackle.
I mean, I'm taking A&M.
6.5.
Yeah,
I think Auburn's due. I'm going to go Tigers to cover, even though I think A&M squeaks this out. I also, over under 53, I'm not so sure.
A&M can put up the points.
They can. There's also, Auburn's quarterback, the former
Jackson
Oklahoma
Arnold.
guy.
Yeah.
He's like good enough to keep you in games.
He is.
I don't love him, but he's a frisky college quarterback.
So 6.5, you have to score at least 24 points, I think, to cover that.
Yeah, I agree.
A&M might put up 35 plus.
Could. Auburn looked pretty good against Oklahoma. Right? Defensively, they look pretty good.
I'm still taking A&M. I'm sorry.
I mean, I respect it. We also, Jake, we have to disagree on some of these games.
True.
Or else we're just giving out losers.
Exactly.
We know that. Indiana at Iowa, -7.5, over under 48. I don't think Iowa at home is the kind of team you just blow out the way Signetti's been blowing out teams.
Yeah. So Iowa's played. Really, their only test was Iowa State. They lost that game by 3. That was a good game. Only other real reference point we have is last week against Rutgers on the Friday night. They won by 10. They had a punt return. I can't remember his name. Speedy white dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
It's all good. Oh my God, I feel like such an idiot picking against Iowa 7.5 at home though.
Mm-hmm. I know.
But this is just what Indiana does. They get
also
up.
the
They
special
just pile
teams.
it on.
They kind of take care of business on special teams.
Yeah, D'Angelo Pons had a punt return or a punt blocked that he took back to the house. It makes me very uncomfortable, but I'm going to take Indiana.
I love it. Bet uncomfortably, we say. Yeah, I'm gonna take Iowa.
Okay.
I'm trying to scroll through these questions, make sure I'm not missing anything.
Someone asked about Bo, if you want to get into that.
I think Bo has some stuff to clean up.
100%.
I think the flea flicker, where he has 2 guys wide open and still kind of does like a jump pass with his weight all forward, is emblematic of he's just got to settle down his lower half a little bit. It's great that he can make the off-platform throws and do all that stuff. Sometimes, though, let's just get our weight under it, put it on a wide receiver, and like take advantage of those wide open throws that are few and far between in the NFL and take them. I think he's just pressing a little and being a little inconsistent with his mechanics, especially the footwork. But I think some of the arm angles and off-platform stuff, there's somewhere he's doing that when it's like you actually could have just been more balanced and let it rip more normally.
So the question was, is Bo cooked? He's not cooked, but I am concerned.
Yeah, far from it.
I am legit concerned, I think, because he's showing a lot of the things that scared the hell out of me in college when it came to his game. You're right. He's got to relax. And it's not just, forget the lower half. He's got to relax in general, man.
Yeah.
He really does. Like I appreciate the fire that he brings to the team. And, you know, I'm sure the guys love playing for him because of that. But it's almost becoming a detriment at times. Like, you just got to relax yourself. You got to hit those deep throws, man, especially when they're wide open like that. We had 3 chances to score touchdowns last week, and he missed them. You got to hit at least one of those. You have to. And you just got to calm down, especially when you see those, you know, when you have 2 guys running wide open was that the flea flicker when he had both of those guys wide open? Yeah. You just got to put it on them. Like, it doesn't have to be a perfect pass where you lead them into the end zone and it looks super pretty. You just got to dot them there. And so I'd like to see him run more too. He's got like out of all 32 quarterbacks, he's got like the lowest scramble rate on first down, which again, like Sean's really going to want him to play on schedule and they really want to get the run game going. But that's part of what makes him great is how he improvises and can take off and rip off a first down every now and then. And plus the offense kind of needs it right now. They are struggling a little bit. They are running pretty well with JK, but I think we'd all like to see at least 3 or 4 more, especially last week. They had 10, 11, crazy low number of first downs.
Yeah.
If you just take off and get us 3 or 4 of those, like we're in a such better position. That translates to points eventually. So he's really got to settle down for me because he's starting to scare me with a lot of this, you know, flashback to college stuff.
It's got to settle down. How almost every third down he faced was third and long, I think is problematic. and I don't think it's been the greatest 2-game stretch. Certainly wasn't last week for the offensive line, which is a low-key need we have talked about a decent amount. And I think we can start talking about a little more. I think you're right. But I think he's also been using his feet a smidge more the last couple games.
But it's like
and
he's
I think
scared
that's
to run almost. It's like and this is my issue is like I saw this going back to the offseason, like in interviews and stuff. Like the way he talked, it just seems so tense. Like it's like he wants to prove that he's the franchise quarterback and can make all the throws so much, but he's kind of denying what makes him his best traits.
I mean, I think we've seen it on a lot of these. I was hearing a conversation off air about some other college quarterbacks and how they're doing the same thing, where it's like someone got in their head about being more of a passer.
Yes.
And you've taken away from your identity, you know?
Yes.
I think at all levels of football, we see that where you start to get into the quarterback's ear and it's like they're trying to prove something. And it's like, no, just prove you're a baller and you make all the plays you need to make.
Just be you.
That's all that matters.
Yes, completely.
Had a great question, Mike Campana there, saying for Denver, they need to look at Michigan with Barham.
Barham's a monster.
Yeah, I mean, Jayshon Barham, he had a great game. Linebacker, edge rusher, as Mike points out, pro defense, elite athletes, absolute elite sideline to sideline linebackers that are 240 plus pounds.
Yep.
And who'd you just get beat by? The guy who built that Michigan team.
Yep.
They also have a senior defensive tackle, Rayshawn Benny, who really stood out to me. They've got some nice guys on that front seven. No doubt about it.
Yes, they do.
So, yeah, watch Michigan for sure. And how about Justice Haynes, right, Mike? Add him to the running back room. Why don't you? At the same time, I'm not concerned that September football.
Right.
He's at least been able to come back and get you back in the game.
Right.
In both of these games. Now he needs those final drives in both games where he has a chance.
Yes.
He's got to close it. Sean should have probably also gone for it on 4th down. Whatever.
Terrible.
It's September football, man. Like,
I mean,
you're in a key 3-year window with Bo Nix.
True.
Really figuring this out, and figuring out, is he going to be worth a top 10 deal where you're going to end up giving this guy enough money to where he takes up 33+% of your cap salary.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's been plenty of concerns to witness in the first 3 weeks. Considering his inexperience, though, and the inexperience of that offense around him, especially at the skill spots, I'm cautiously optimistic as well from what I've seen.
The fact of the matter is you lost 2 games on last-second field goals.
Yep.
You've had, have they been the best-looking losses? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But there has been some great things. You know, Troy Franklin, the breakout is kind of real. They got to get back to him. JK has looked as advertised. You know, keep feeding him. Cortland's just one of the most quiet 100-yard, 1-touchdown games you'll ever see last weekend. He's playing really well.
Yeah.
So the defense is flying around. There's some progress to be made there. It's really just the dumb stuff, the penalties, man. In back-to-back weeks, the penalties are what have completely destroyed you. Just stupid
100%.
penalties, too. You're falling apart late in games. And that's, to me, what's the most concerning. But at the same time, it is September. The sky's not falling for me. And again, 2 losses on 2 last-second field goals.
100%. I think it's very basic stuff. It's cleaning up the footwork from your quarterback. It's getting a hat on a hat in pass pro. It's run blocking better and getting downhill and posing your will. It's being more consistent in coverage. Yes, you're almost there, but now be there and make a play on the ball, you know? Like, I feel like they're getting pressure on these quarterbacks. They're getting hands on them. Well, you got to finish plays. You got to get in their face. You got to force tip passes and what have you. You know, like,
got to play better. Yeah.
You're like an inch away from making those key plays, but you're just not. So, okay. That's going to do it for us. Broncos show coming up in 25. Going to be a great Buff show. Check out all of J Mike's great coverage on the Rams side. It's football season, baby.
Yep.
We're loving it. We're talking through it all. And thank you all for tuning in on the Toyota chat. Leave us a thumbs up on the way out. Donate to the kids in our community for Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And mad love to you all. We'll see you next week.
We all silly like the mayor.